fam, my friends. I need a cool thing to call my people. I don't know. What should I call you guys? Other than just my friends and my fam. So, I want to talk about my biggest pet peeve. One of my biggest pet peeves, because I have several. I have lots of pet peeves. I'm like a crazy pet peeve lady. But one of my biggest pet peeves is when I do something that is just the right thing to do, when I do something kind or helpful, that is really just the right thing to do, and people come back at me with, "You're such a good person, you're so incredible, oh my God, you're amazing," and it really bothers me. It really bothers me, not because I'm just trying to be humble. I mean, obviously, I would like to stay humble, but I feel my response usually when people say, "Oh my God, you're so amazing, you're such an incredible person. I can't believe you would do that, that's so great." My response is always something along the lines of, "No, I am not. I am not extraordinary. I am not incredible. I am not amazing. I am not okay with the amount of traffic there is today. What I am is just doing the things I think all people should do. Being the kind of person I feel all people should be." So you guys are all familiar with the saying, be the change you want to see in the world. Or if you want to make a difference, start by looking at yourself. All those kinds of affirmations and things. And that's so true. So going back to my childhood, when I was a kid, my parents were always, treat others the way you want to be treated, be kind, give people the benefit of the doubt, share, all those qualities that now as an adult people look at me and think that I'm like some sort of weird super duper liberal snowflake socialist. I don't know, but I've actually, because those are qualities I embody of being kind and generous and helpful and loving and accepting, I've actually had people, family, come up to me and say really awful things to me politically, because of that, which is a tangent, totally a side conversation, but the point is, I grew up, we didn't go to church when I was a kid. When I was a little bit older as a kid, I started going to some youth groups. I went to youth groups all through high school and stuff, and so I definitely come from a Christian background. For a long time in my 20s, I rebelled against that, and I did not associate with a religion. And I thought it was because I didn't have faith. I thought it was because I didn't believe. But I learned later on, thanks to a mentor of mine, that it wasn't that I didn't believe. It wasn't that I didn't have faith. It was that I really had a problem with organized religion. Maybe I have an authority thing. I have a problem with authority. But I didn't like the way that I saw my religion, kind of trash talking other religions and claiming that they had all the answers and they were the best and they were right, when I saw a lot of it as being contradictory. So that's a tangent. That could be a whole conversation. But ever since maybe about 8 or 9 years ago, about 8 years ago, I've really tried living in a way that I feel is like a true Christian way of life. So for those of you guys who are not Christians, not religious, hate the idea, super against it, I apologize. I really honestly don't mean this to be any kind of offense to you. But I just kind of want to give you guys this background so you know where I'm coming from when I say why I don't like being told I'm some sort of incredible, wonderful person. It's tough. I want to have this conversation in the best way possible. My response to I don't even want to use the word interpretation, but that's the only way that I can come up with to say it. My interpretation of my faith is that Jesus told his followers that the literal only rule that he wanted them to abide by, to follow by, to live by, and to keep was the essentially do unto others the way you would have others do unto you. Treat others the way you want to be treated, and love your neighbor. Love people. That was literally, as Jesus was talking, that was literally all he would tell people is, I just want you assholes to love each other and treat each other respectfully, like you would want to be treated. So that is literally the guiding principle of my life. If I were in a situation where I needed help, I would hope that somebody would help me. So I'm going to do for other people what I would hope someone would do if they could for me in return. But not because I expect things in return, but just because it is literally the right thing to do. For example, I'm not going to talk about people in any sort of real way, but time out. Somebody that I know, I'm not even going to tell you how I know this person, somebody that I know, for about a year went through a really tough time financially, almost lost their house, did have their phone and TV and internet service cut out. They've been without those services for about a year now. Maybe not that long, maybe about 7 or 8 months. They struggled immensely, and not often, but there were a couple of times, 2 or 3 times during that time period, when I had an abundance. Not a great abundance. I just made a comment in my last video about struggling financially sometimes. I've never been abundant financially, but there are occasional times where things are going well. I have a few extra $100 in the bank. So there were a couple occasions where I bought these people groceries as a surprise. I would either have them delivered there or I would bring them myself. I also had it arranged for these people to receive donations from a food collection around Thanksgiving. So things like that, little things if they needed little things throughout that time that were important things, not frivolous things, but important things. If I had the money, if I had the means, I would help out. Excuse me. And when I talk to these people, or when I talk to other people about the situation, I'm always met with this, you're such a good person. You go above and beyond. You're so generous. You're so kind. You're so thoughtful. Wow, what a wonderful person you are. And it just blows my mind that we live in this world where acts of kindness are so rare. Acts of pure, genuine trying to do the right thing are so rare, or not talked about. They're so invisible to us that when someone does something like that, it's this big deal. I just was talking with a friend of mine earlier today about, giving people multiple chances, about how you might have known someone 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago and had bad experiences with them, but if you haven't interacted with them in that time period, people change. There were people that maybe when I was a youth and I was in high school, I wasn't friends with these people. I had my ideas about them. They probably had their ideas about me, and I didn't get along with them. We weren't friends. But now here we are, many, many years later, and so I think some of them are the most incredible people that I know. It's just people grow, people change. So why don't we give people a chance? And when I was telling my friend this, their response was about how I'm such a good person for giving people a second chance. And it's like, why is giving someone a second chance as an adult incredible? That shouldn't be incredible. That should be what we do as people, because we're not shitty human beings. And I've talked about before, just like being kind. I'm really tired, you guys. My eyeballs are just like, I can't handle this. It really bothers me that people look at just doing good deeds or being a nice person as so extraordinary that they have to somehow place me outside of themselves or on a pedestal. I don't want to be on a pedestal. I don't want to be, separate from somebody. I go through all the same shit that everybody else does. I've made videos about that. So I think that if we all go forward and we all make every effort possible to do good, to be good, to seek out the good, then it won't seem as such a shock when it happens to us, or when it happens around us. So that's my beef. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, is people complimenting me, is what it boils down to. Don't compliment me, damn it. I'm not a good person. Is exactly what it sounds like I'm saying. I do think I am a good person, but I don't think that that's extraordinary. I think that more people should be that way, and that's just how we should be. That it's not extraordinary. So that's that. That's my rant. Take it or leave it. And yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go, and I'm going to be positive. I'm going to shake off the negative bliss that I got going on, and I'm gonna go be positive. You guys be positive too, okay? I love you so much, and I will see you guys super soon in the future. Mwah. Love you. Bye.